Hey Auto Worlders, and welcome to the Auto World Workshop. And today we're going to continue with the Millennium Falcon inspired bench, and this time we're going to do the box panels that go on top of the bench. I'm using different materials to do this, so let's see how I did it. So I cut out a wood base of the form of the back of the bench, and then started to cut out the boxes out of EVA foam. I'm using the templates from the Rebel base build to just have a basic idea of the size of the boxes. When using EVA foam, remember to always sharpen your knife between a couple of cuts. So I cut out also the top, remembering since this has a texture to always Dremel out the edge so it could stick better with the contact cement. And then continue to glue with contact cement to make the boxes. So now using some PVC panels, I cut out the fronts of these bench panels. And I also glue it on with some contact cement. Test the fitting out to see how they look and how they fit, and when they are fitted correctly, I start sanding all the edges and all the pieces, preparing them for paint. I use Plasti Dip for the EVA foam parts. And I use some regular spray paint for the fronts. I start gluing on some details like the edge of the panels with some EVA strips that I cut out. And then start installing the greeblies. I have a basic idea of what I want, using some of the templates from the Rebel base build, and also adding some of my own little touches. I 3D printed some grates and just put in some old odd pieces of greeblies and stuff that I had hanging around. I didn't have blue LED lights, so I just took a couple of LEDs and just spray painted them. Now for the acrylic squares, I pulled this piece out of acrylic from a TV and just started cutting them in strips one by one. I wanted some to be blue and others to be white, so I just glued a couple of them on a piece of paper and then sprayed them blue. Then I went into Tinkercad and designed this little box so I can glue them on the back of each piece so I can then install a LED. I glue them together with a skewer and some CA glue. And they fit in the hole perfectly. More greeblies, cannot have enough greeblies. And now comes the lighting. So since it's EVA foam, I cut open some doors in the back so I can just access the front of the panels and install all the lights. Some of them I use some Gorilla Tape to hold them in, and others I use some hot glue. Testing the lights every time I install to make sure that every connection is working. Then I use some heat shrink to protect all the connections. Then comes the pinstriping. Put some rub and buff on the edges to make it look like a little bit of a scraped or chipped paint. And then comes the weathering. And now let's see how these panel boxes look on my Millennium Falcon inspired bench. And there you have the Millennium Falcon inspired bench panels. This is just one way you can make these bench panels. It all depends on your bench, the form it has, the way it's built, and where it's located. So mine was very different from other bench panels. And like you saw, I used a lot of different materials because most of it, I had it readily available. I didn't want to use a lot of new material because first of all, I'm kind of cheap. And second, I just want to use up every bit of material that I already have before starting to invest in more material than just have a bunch of scraps in my shop. So that's why you see me like putting together a lot of things from different pieces, because I just want to use up all these little scraps and just have very little waste. So I hope you liked this video, and if you do, give us a like down in the bottom, and also subscribe if you haven't already. And you can also share this video with others so they can also give it a like and subscribe, and that helps us grow. We also have a Patreon if you want to help us in that manner. The link is down in the description. And also we have Outer World Workshop merch. The link is also down in the description. And that's another way you can help us out. So thank you once again for being here with us in the Outer World Workshop. And see you in the next one when we make something out of this world. And today we're going to continue with the... With what? Okay. And there we have the Millennium Falcon inspired bench box what? Panels.